So you've definitely seen the headlines swirling around Devin AI, right? The world's first AI software engineer. And look, if you're a leader in tech or business, this isn't just another shiny new tool. This is a serious strategic question that could really define your edge over the competition. Okay, let's really get into it.
The thing is, the internet is completely torn on this one. On one side, people are calling Devin a flat-out revolution. On the other, you've got folks saying it's just really, really good marketing. So what's the actual story here? That's the big question we're going to tackle together in this explainer. And we're going to get there with a clear plan. First, we're going to meet Devin and see what it's all about. Then, we'll unpack the super important difference between an AI agent and an AI assistant. After that, we'll dig into the true cost, and trust me, it's not what you think. We'll compare the hype against the actual performance. And then, we'll land on a final verdict. Should you hire or wait? All right, Section 1, let's meet this AI engineer. Let's get past all the buzzwords and figure out what Devin really is. Devin was created by a company called Cognition Labs. And you need to know, this team has a massive pedigree. We're talking about world-class competitive coding champions. And they're backed with $21 million from Peter Thiel's Founders Fund. So yeah, these are heavy hitters. And their goal? It's not just to make another coding tool. Their ambition is to actually solve machine reasoning itself. No big deal, right?
So how does it work? Well, what's so wild is that it's designed to act just like a human developer. You give it a request in plain English, and it makes a step-by-step plan. Then it gets to work, using all the same tools your team uses, a shell, a code editor, a web browser. But here's the absolute game changer. It then runs its own tests, reads the error messages, and then it actually tries to fix its own bugs. It's this complete autonomous loop that makes it so different.
And that idea of an autonomous loop, well, that brings us to maybe the single most important concept you need to grasp to understand Devin's real impact on your business. And that's the critical difference between an AI agent and an AI assistant. Think of it like this. An AI assistant like GitHub Copilot is your car's navigator. You're still driving, but it's giving you suggestions, right? The risk is pretty low. It might suggest a bad turn. But an AI agent like Devin, it doesn't want to navigate. It wants to be the driver. It wants the keys. It automates the whole trip. Suddenly, your job isn't to drive anymore, it's to manage the driver. And the risk? It just skyrocketed. Because now the danger isn't just one wrong turn. It's the AI confidently burning hours of your money and compute time, driving 100 miles an hour down the completely wrong highway.
And speaking of burning through money, let's talk about the true cost of using Devin. Because I'm telling you, the price you see on the website is just the tippy top of a very, very big iceberg.
So on the surface, the pricing seems pretty straightforward. There's a pay-as-you-go plan, a team plan for $500 a month, and the usual custom enterprise deal. But the real cost isn't that monthly fee. No, it's hidden in something they call an ACU.
So what the heck is an ACU? It stands for Agent Compute Unit, and it's basically how Cognition measures every little thing Devin does. To give you a rough idea, one ACU is about what it takes to fix one bug. And here's the crucial part. You pay for every single action Devin takes. It's a usage-based model, which means all the financial risk of it going down the wrong path, well, that risk is shifted from them directly onto you.
And that's before we even touch the indirect costs, which, believe me, make up the real bulk of your investment.
First up, the hidden cost of training. Let's be real. Managing an AI agent isn't a skill your team just has. It's brand new. For a 10-person team, you're looking at an estimated 10 grand, not in software costs, but in lost productivity and engineering time just to get them up to speed.
Then there's security and compliance. I mean, are you really going to let an outside AI just roam free inside your company's most valuable asset, your proprietary code? Of course not. That means you have to pull in expensive security and legal teams for a full review before you can even think about it.
And that brings us to what is probably the biggest hidden cost of them all, the management and QA overhead. This is so important. Devin is not a Roomba you just turn on and walk away from. It needs constant, active supervision from your best, most expensive senior engineers to guide it, review its work, and fix its mistakes. We're talking $25,000 a year or even more, not in compute credits, but in your most valuable resource, your senior dev time.
So with costs piling up this high, the return on that investment had better be astronomical. And this is where the story gets really dramatic, because we have two completely conflicting stories about what this thing can actually do.
On the one hand, you have the official case studies from Cognition. And just listen to this quote from Nubank. They claim that by deploying an army of Devins, they got a staggering 20x in cost savings, 20 times.
And it's not just them. The stories are incredible. Ramp saved thousands of hours on tech debt. Built said Devin did the work of 10 engineers every single week. Nubank finished a project in weeks that should have taken years. This is the promise, and it sounds amazing.
But then, you have the other side of the story. An independent analysis from Answer.ai tells a very, very different tale. They put Devin to the test on a bunch of real-world tasks and found its success rate was just 15%. So what's going on? How can both of these things possibly be true?
Well, the gap is all about context. See, Devin isn't a magical general-purpose developer you can throw any problem at. It's a highly specialized tool. It absolutely crushes what the analysis calls shallow and broad tasks. Think high-volume, super repetitive, well-defined jobs that you can scale up, exactly like that big migration project at Nubank. But it really struggles with new, unique, one-off problems.
Okay, so let's bring this all home in our final section. We've seen the good, the bad, and the expensive. So what's the verdict for your team? Do you hire this thing, or do you wait?
Based on everything we've seen, the sweet spot for Devin today is actually really clear. It's perfect for those massive high-volume migrations like Nubank did, or for systematically chewing through tech debt like Ramp, or for spitting out initial prototypes and boilerplate code. You want to think of it as a junior engineer that can handle repetitive tasks at a massive, massive scale.
So here's your action plan. Step 1, audit your backlog. Do you actually have enough of that shallow and broad work to make it worthwhile? Step 2, start investing in AI management skills right now. This is happening whether you buy Devin or not. Get your senior people trained on how to effectively prompt and oversee AI agents. And finally, think about partnering with an expert who can help you build a real AI integration strategy.
Because that really brings us to the final, most important question. The question isn't, should I buy Devin? The real question you need to ask yourself is my team ready to manage AI? Because in this new world we're entering, the most critical skill isn't going to be writing the code. It's going to be effectively managing the AI that does.